Hey YouTube, Samuel here. Hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to talk about Wonder Woman. So before we get started, I'd like to remind you to subscribe. It takes like 2 seconds, and that way you get all my videos as they come out. Anyways, on to the film. So I have to be honest, my expectations going into Wonder Woman were a little, I don't know what to say, how to explain them. I guess I was worried watching it, I guess I was worried going into it that with all the hype and all the expectation that I was going to be let down. It's so easy today for films to get built up and hype to get built up because of trailers. So I was really cautiously optimistic that this was going to be a good movie. And going in, I have to say that I was pretty impressed with this movie. Like, just off the bat, this movie is a superhero movie, but at its core, it's really a fish out of water movie. And so what makes Wonder Woman a good movie in comparison to other superhero movies is that we typically watch superhero movies because we want to see somebody do something that we can't. And although Wonder Woman can do things that we as humans can't do, what it does is that they present her character in a way that we can empathize with her. She leaves her home and she comes into our world where she's experiencing everything for the first time. Our customs and our ways are foreign to her. And I think because of that, every person has had a situation where in life we've not fit in. So we can empathize with Wonder Woman in a way that we couldn't necessarily empathize with, say, Superman or whomever. So that ends up building a huge strength to this film is that right away we can all see something that we recognize and latch onto it. And then at its core, it's a movie about hope. And I mean, these are the things that people just eat up. Look, another good point is all the characters are well fleshed out. Even your side characters, your I don't know, your red shirts, if you will. I think I can only think of one character that we never really find out their motives, and that's the character who's helping the Germans come up with these super weapons. Aside from that, everybody else's motives, even a side person, you know, like they would say, oh, he's just a killer, he's just a sniper, and then later on you find out that this person is actually conflicted, and they aren't just a killer, but the war has made them that way. And I think that adds to another layer to making this movie a great film. It would be so easy to just be like, these are the good guys or these are the bad guys. But because everybody feels that they're just in what they're doing, it really shows that there are no good guys in war and there are no good guys, period. And even the main villain, like Ares, he is a villain that's, I mean, in contrast to Marvel Universe villains, they're kind of flimsy. But this villain was perfect and great because, like any great villain, he doesn't actually believe that what he's doing is wrong. He believes that what he's doing is just, and that's what makes them a dangerous villain, is that they don't have anything to lose because they believe they're making the world a better place. Like, the Gal Gadot definitely plays Wonder Woman really well. For anybody who was ever in any doubt about how well she could play or how well she could act, I feel like that this movie sets that to rest. Now, that's not to say that she could be good in other genres, but she plays Wonder Woman well. She fits the role. It was almost as though she's born to play this role. On to what I didn't like about the film. So, no film is perfect. Even the best films have something with them that's not that fantastic. And for this film, I would say that it's constant use of slow motion. I feel like in using slow motion, it's like an exclamation point in a sentence. You want to put it here and there to really accentuate something, but it seemed like this movie, just every action sequence, I felt like I was watching a John Woo film from the 90s. Just every time Wonder Woman did something, even slightly epic, it was like, no. You know, it was just unnecessary. And I think that a few moments of slow motion here and there would have been okay, but it was as though like the film editor had found slow motion for the first time. It was like, this is so cool. We're gonna slow-mo everything. And I just found that it took me out of the moment. One of the other things I didn't like about this film is it kind of goes exactly the way you think it would go. And I mean, honestly, maybe it's because I've just watched a lot of movies, and so I kind of have a feel for how certain plot beats are going to work out. But it's kind of like your typical superhero movie where you're like, oh, this guy's going to end up being the bad guy because he's doing X, Y, and Z, and this guy's going to do this, and this guy's going to be noble and do this. It's laid out in a very familiar way. It's probably one of the things that led to people enjoying this movie so much is people like to feel smart. People like to know when they can see things unfold. They like to know that they figured it out in ways that maybe wasn't so. They like plot twists that they can figure out, and they like things to be familiar. I personally just thought it detracted from the story a little bit. But aside from that, I'd say that this movie is not only worth seeing in the theater multiple times, but it's worth buying. This movie is fantastic. Anyways, if you've seen Wonder Woman, let me know in the comments below. What did you think about it? What were your thoughts going into the movie? Thanks for watching. As always, subscribe. Here's my latest video. Here's another video you might like. And remember to leave a comment below.